Hi, this is Evelyn Arnold, and I'll be presenting my research paper. My prompt was, do we need art in our lives? In my introduction, I define art as the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination through different skill or activity. With art in our lives, it could create so much difference in our society and with people, individually. It can open an outlet for emotions, and it can express personality traits, and could create a perspective on real-life things that could make a difference. And without art, life would be dull and strict. Art comes with a ton of freedom and flow that could change society's views and acts and make a huge difference in people. In my first argument, I talk about how art can be an outlet to express emotions. There have been many studies on art therapy, which is a form of expressive therapy that uses the creative process of making art to improve a person's physical, mental, and emotional well-being. I believe that art therapy is an important role into helping people get through their issues. The distraction and creativity that art holds when making art, it can help distract the brain from what is actually overwhelming them. I personally, when I feel stressed about school, I like to paint. Back in the Expressionist period, artists would put their troubles and emotions into their work, which made amazing art today. In my second argument, I argue that art influences other people's opinions. A quote I have put in here, it can give a voice to the politically or socially disenfranchised. A song, film, or novel can rouse emotions in those who encounter it, inspiring them to rally for change. How I interpreted this quote, it means that any form of art is access to the openness of making decisions on how we feel about it. And in another quote, art brings people together and gives people a chance to be a part of a community. It provides a social connection with others. With art, you can have an opinion on anything. We're all different and we all vary opinions. People with opinions and thought can become a community together, which makes the spread of social ideas spread. For example, in political campaigns, there are different parties that have different beliefs on how we should be run, and those are divided up to the people from what they believe. Art has something to do with that. In my third argument, I argued that art is used in everyday activities, which I believe that no matter what you're doing throughout the day, it probably has some form of art in it. For instance, from this quote, the arts serve as a rich foundation for building critical thinking skills, which critical thinking pretty much is involved in whatever we do. Actions that are used every day, such as cooking, or like if you work at an industry, you use your critical thinking, which are your own basic ideas. And using your own original ideas is a form of art, which can be used in so many different things. In my first rebuttal, to go against the idea that art is a necessity in our lives, it could also have negative effects. It could cause a debate and chaos of different views. The quote that I have inserted, art can only be allegorized in its determinate relationship to itself and to everything else. I see this quote as it relates to the thoughts that make up relationship and disagreements between people's diversity and creative, opinionated thoughts. Without art of creative thinking, which involves comparison of opinion, debates politically, socially, and others would just level out the playing field. So there would be no disagreements and everything would just be equal. As for my second rebuttal, art can also create competition, which also leads to insecurities of unequal skills among people. We live in a world where competition is literally all around us and creates anxiety of always feeling that someone is always better than you. Art plays a huge part in the action of competition because either if it's athletic or intelligence, especially artistic, it uses critical thinking and the skill of learning how to, work through. Without it, we would all be equals where nobody could be better than another at a skill or thought. It would cancel out all issues of self-critique compared to others and maybe relieve us of basic community. After going through the research and opinions that I may have put into this research project, there may be some questions on how art can actually play a role outside society and inside society. In question 1, can art affect a student's development in school education? Studies actually show that students who do band, like play an instrument, or are involved in art studies, actually score very well on tests and education all around, which I think that arts education should be pushed way more in schools and shouldn't be looked over. And question 2, where else can art be a benefit in public or in society? When you want to spread the word about a certain topic or issue, it's better if it's like something more real that can grab a reader's attention, like a movie or like a very colorful poster. All which of forms of art can like pop out and grab people's attention, which could benefit people to raise awareness. And question 3, is it even possible to be without art in our lives? In my conclusion in my paper, I explained that no matter what, art is literally all around us, especially in argument 3, where I talked about how when you're working or even little things like cooking, you're using your thoughts and your minds, which is all creative thinking, and which is a form of art. When you're writing in school, when you're walking, what you see, what you hear, what you think, and all the opinions that go through your mind, those are all original thoughts, which are a form of art. So literally, there's no escaping art no matter what. It's vital to how we work as people and how we work as a society. It's vital to the motion and way of life.